Hello, hello, hello. How you doing? Can y'all hear me? If you can hear me, press one.
I
Hello,
can hear you.
Kidok.
Hello. See here.
Hello, hello, hello.
I can hear you. Good afternoon.
All right, all righty. All right. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Um, y'all excuse my voice. I last night was a rough night. I wasn't feeling well. Um, and so the nausea came back. But I'm doing fine right now. I feel much better than I sound. My voice is just a little stripped. So we won't be as long today, but I wanted to make sure that we finished um, what I wanted to go over with you all. So we have already gone over the various auxiliaries of the church and how those auxiliaries can be funded by the church. When you think about funding for church activities, you don't want to think about doing brand new things. You want to think about how can you repackage, rename, and reframe the things that you're already doing. Repackage, rename, and reframe, or reframe and rename the things that you're doing. So you're already doing youth outreach. Let's repackage it, reframe it, and then rename it. We're already doing senior citizen outreach. Let's repackage it, reframe it, rename it. We already do voter registration, telling people they need to register to vote, not telling them who to vote for, but just get out and vote. That's civic engagement. We need to repackage, reframe, and rename it. When you repackage something, you take the same old thing you were doing and you repackage it. You put it in something new. It's kind of like at Wendy's, they sell hamburgers, but what people don't know is that whatever hamburgers they have left at the end of the night, they don't throw those hamburgers in the trash. They chop up that beef and put it into the sauce and cook it and make it chili. They have repackaged, reframed, and renamed. So the thing that was going to be just discarded because it only had one use, they've been innovated to use it for something new. Likewise, your churches have lots of things that you use, but they should not only be used for one thing. You need to think about how to innovate. What can you also do with this? You have a strong youth department, strong single women's ministry, strong outreach and drug outreach, strong food program. Whatever it is that you're strong with, let's repackage that, reframe it, and rename it. In the Bible, Samson, y'all know Samson, the strong guy. He actually took the jawbone of a donkey and killed the Philistines. He took that same jawbone and there was water in it. And that same jawbone was the actual functioning jaw of the donkey. So here you have one jawbone that was created for the donkey. But after the donkey used it, Samson used it to find water. After Samson used it to find water, then he used it as a weapon to slay the Philistines. So you may have created an auxiliary that does one thing, but after it does that thing, you want to ask what else can it do? Think creatively, pray, ask God, what else can it do? George Washington Carver is known for the peanut, what they used to call the ground nut. It's said that he would go out and ask God, what else can it do? What else can it do? He did so many things, not only creating uh, not only creating peanut butter, not only creating oil, but he also took the peanut and created purple dye. I've never seen purple dye created by a peanut before, but you have to think creatively like that. Don't put any limits on what your auxiliaries can do. Just because it's doing one thing right now doesn't mean that's the only thing it can do. It can do much more. All right. So we went through the discussion of each auxiliary, how to name it, how to frame it, how to package it. All of this is also in the book. Some of you had requested the book. Um, you should have received that link already. And the print If you wanted to upgrade to the printed book, you can do that. Um, and it'll be shipped to you. But today I want to look at um, a 12-month funding calendar. This funding calendar is a model whereby you'll be able to look at your church for the year. Uh, my funding calendar.
Hey, Coach,
Uh-huh.
while you're looking for that, I just want to, this is Leon Patton. I purchased the church funding book. I received a link for if I wanted the physical one, but I never received the download for the ebook. I know it said 24 to 48 hours, so I just wanted to follow back up with you to get
Okay.
clarity. That's all.
Mark, can you check on that while we're here?
Yes, sir. Actually, we're already having all the books sent out today, the download
Okay.
links.
All right. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Coach.
No problem. Lord. Let me-
And how can I get a copy of or can you send me the link for so that I can get the book as well?
Yeah, sure. All right. Thank you, Mark. You're sharing
Thank
that
you.
screen? I
Yes,
don't know
sir. I
why.
am, sir.
Do it. All right. So Mark is going to put the link for the book in there. It's just $20. Um, and I think it's $5 for shipping. All right, let's take a look at the church fundraising calendar. All right. So this goes through from January to December. But let's actually start with the month of August since we're in the first month of August. Mark, can you scroll up to the month of August? All right. So during the month of August, there is a surge of back to school programs. This is a great time for churches to launch their back to school drive. You want to be creative with the name of it. Don't just call it, this is our annual back to school drive. Call it something that's exciting. You can also add some type of purpose to it, whether it is reading is fundamental, anti-violence, safety, um, anti-obesity, any type of thing that will add more value to it, financial literacy, blah, blah, blah. Whatever you want to do to enhance your back to school program. All right. So your back to school program would happen in August. This is where you launch the back to school drive. You seek sponsorships and you launch your yearly program. So when people come and they show up for the single event, don't just let them leave. Let them sign in, give you their name, their email, their phone number, and let them get involved with a 6-week program. Let them get involved with a 10-week program. Let them get involved with the weekly youth meeting. All right. Or if you wanted your program to focus on supporting parents, let it be a parent support meeting. If you wanted to assist parents in how to advocate for their children, we're giving you back to school supplies. You are bringing your list or something like that. Well, we're going to help you get in with the teachers. We're going to show you how to get involved with the PTA. Um, or we want to be your advocate or want you to tell us about volunteer opportunities at the school, and our church will go and volunteer at the school. These are different things you can do when you do a single back to school program, you are just one of the folks doing the back to school. But if you take your back to school program and you enhance it by connecting it to a community problem, and then you further enhance it by making it the launching of a program, then now your back to school program becomes the launch, and your fall festival in October becomes the graduation. Do y'all see this? So instead of doing your counterpart to the secular Halloween celebration and funding it out of your pocket, telling the parents to go buy the candy, if you start with the back to school program, let the back to school program launch your outreach. Then you work on your programming, your talks, your topics, your sessions, your panels from August to September. Then in October, you are planning for your fall festival. So now it's not just a church worship thing, it's a cultural celebration that visitors can attend, tourists can attend. All right. Does this make sense, y'all? Y'all have any questions? What do y'all think about this concept? Oh Lord. Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you. Yes. I like it because, you know, what you're saying, kind of I'm gonna say repurposing, but the expanding or redefining what you're doing to reach people. I like what you're saying. So I'm just listening. I've heard it and I appreciate what you're sharing.
All right. All right. Let's scroll up a little bit so that September is at the top of the page. All right, right there. So September is a great time for a health and wellness fair. Now let's see how these can align. If your youth are working on their talks, then the adults can be working on health and wellness. So during the month of September, host a health and wellness fair and apply for funding, asking sponsors from healthcare organizations. That includes your hospital, all the doctors, even the doctors you don't know, all the doctors, all the clinics, all of the healthcare agencies, the dentists, the gastroenterologists, everybody. Ask them to come to the health and wellness fair. You can also invite banks to deal with financial wellness. All right. Now, your youth that you started with in August, they could be volunteers for this and learn also about health and wellness from a youth perspective. So now your church is capitalizing and building upon one auxiliary and at one auxiliary working with another. And all of this outside money is coming to the church. This is where you cover all of the food, all of the supplies, bouncy houses, face paints, costumes, any of the things that you want. Next, you have October. This is time for harvest festivals. You can organize a harvest festival. This is ideal for community building. Include businesses, have vendors, and let them use the church parking lot. Then when you do this, you're looking for a sponsorship and partnership from your local CDFI. In our city, the CDFIs are Eagle Market Street, Mountain BizWorks, Western Women's Business Center, Carolina Small Business. These are places that have grants and loans. Loans, some that you don't have to pay back, they're forgivable. Loans, loans that are guaranteed by grants, loans where you don't have any credit check and no collateral. Also, your city's economic development department. Also, your chamber of commerce. If you have a harvest festival, you invite these businesses. You also invite the CDFI. Not only are you holding space for these people, but you're building a relationship with these other organizations, all of which have grants that are available to churches. In November, this is your Thanksgiving charity. You might want to do turkeys or whole dinners. All right. You might want to do a Thanksgiving feeding. We did one at the community center and we fed 500 people. It was the week before Thanksgiving, but it was a huge dinner and all the food was donated. Then in December, you have your end of year giving campaign. This is where you capitalize on the spirit of giving for the whole year. This is where you have pictures from everything you did. October, September, October, no, August, September, October, November, December. You have pictures from everything you did, and you make that part of your end of year giving campaign. You ask people to give so that you can do more next year. All right. Then go up to January. Mark, can you put January at the top of the screen? All right. In January, you're doing grant research and planning. This is where you're also taking pledges for the year. Ask people would they pledge $5 a month so that you can do your thing to help the community. February, this is Black History Month. Black history to us is historical, but to everybody else is cultural. So don't just think about your Black History program as you and your people. Think about your Black History program in light of we're going to do this production for the whole community. So we want the schools involved, we want the after school programs involved. We want to ask the local marching band or the concert band, the high school choir, the chorus. We want all of them to be involved. We want the Black History program to be huge. All right. Next is March. That's Easter season initiatives. Easter, springtime, spring cleaning, flea markets, where all the money is donated to, you do a flea market and you say, we're going to donate the money to the women's shelter. You're going to have clothes that people give away and folks can come and shop for free for clothes. Then in April, the weather has turned. This is a great time for community service projects. Now, if you have a youth program that started in August, this becomes the volunteer program that your youth can do each month. If you're in a town where there's a college, then you can get a college intern to be your volunteer coordinator and coordinate the volunteer activities. And these become your activities once a month for a year. In May, you have your education scholarship fund. Lots of people are willing to give to scholarships. Even if it's $1,000 that you've raised, you're raising money to give it away. Our Martin Luther King Jr. Association, they have a prayer breakfast in January, and the money from the prayer breakfast creates their scholarship drive. It happens in May. Then in June, you have your Juneteenth celebration. All right. So I'm going to stop here. Anybody have any questions? Mark, you can undo the screen.
Yes, Coach.
Yeah.
I wanted to know, hopefully for everybody, can we get a copy of the printout you just shared?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
All
That
right.
was my question, to see if it was included in the book, if that calendar was in the book.
The book is already done. We have to send it as an attachment.
Okay.
Question: are all of you in my community?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody that's not in the
I
community,
don't think
these.
I don't think I
Okay.
am.
Okay. You might want to. I mean, if you want to, everything that I create, aside from the books are not automatically there, but these attachments and things, we put them in the community. And as we have these types of meetings, when people ask questions, I go back and think, how can I make this easier for folks? Like I have a grants calendar for the general nonprofit, but this was created specifically with churches in mind, so that you all will have ideas of what you can do. And I would automatically put it in the community so you don't really have to ask. I will send it to all of you, but do you want to be in our community and have access to all our resources?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All
Okay,
right.
so he just put it in here. I'll make sure that I go into your community because he just put the link in. Thank
Okay.
you,
All
Mark.
right. We're going to send this to you. We don't want you to do without it. And, thank y'all for hanging out with me this week and tolerating my voice and everything. And I really want you all to take action on this. Next week, we are going to talk about grants for youth programs. So you see how this is building one on the other? We've talked about churches, and if your church has a youth program, or if you want to start a youth program, this is a great time to do it. And all week next week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm going to be teaching for free right here on youth programs. We'll have the same type of materials and resources for you to help you get started and pushing. So don't wait. Take action on it right now. Anybody have any other questions We have about 5 minutes for Q&A.
Coach, this is gonna be on your YouTube channel also, correct?
I think it's live. Mark, is it live on YouTube?
Yes, sir. It is live.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Any other questions? There's one thing I want to show you all before I go.
Now, Dr. Hackett, you had mentioned mentioned earlier, I think in one of the sessions, maybe Monday, I think, about churches needing to get a separate 501c3 for some of these activities. But are there some they could do without having to get a separate 501c3 like this, since they already have a youth program?
Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, these activities that are in this list that you just got, none of them require a 501c3.
Okay,
So
because I
go ahead.
okay, because I was talking to some people, and they was like, "What if I don't have a separate 501c3?" I said, "Well, there's some you can do and won't mess with your status, or I can't remember what I'm not right
That's
word
fine.
I'm saying there, but and so okay, so that's good to know. Thank you."
Yep. It is true that there are some agencies that do not give to churches. They just say it outright. We don't give to churches. And so I recommend, and I mean, you know this, you're one of my students. I recommend that a church has a separate 501c3 that's separate from the church. You don't have to do it, but it is my recommendation.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Other questions? So some of you may have heard last year, the Church of God in Christ got like $1 million grant. And that was for pastors to do financial literacy. Part of that grant was also for the pastors to work on their credit and learn more about financial literacy, and then to do it in their congregations. That one grant, I mean, it was $1 million, but in the grand scheme of things, that $1 million is relatively small. Okay, relatively small. There is an organization called the Lilly Foundation that gave that grant. This organization, a $1 million grant is small to them. They just gave a $1.2 million grant to a single pastor to take a sabbatical. So they paid the pastor's salary for a year. They paid for somebody to stand in. They paid for his health care, and they paid for him the rest. They gave him $1.2 million. So when I researched the Lilly Foundation and what their giving potential is, each year, well, in the year 2024, they gave, Mark, do you have the document? Did I
I
give
have,
it to you?
sir. Yes, sir.
All right. They
Which one
gave
would you like me to open, sir? The PDF or the Word doc?
the PDF.
Okay, sir. I'm gonna share the screen now.
In 2024, they gave $2 billion in grants. 1 billion is 1,000 millions. This is a list of the grants they gave. $10 million, $5 million, $50,000, $100,000. That's for community development. They focus on community development, education, and religion. Now, this is a foundation that most people outside of our world do not know about. But I want you to be aware of the Lilly Foundation and the grants that they have available and the work that they do. Mark, I want you to scroll up, make your screen bigger so we can see these dollar amounts. There we go. And scroll up. This is 11 pages, 2 columns worth of giving. 10 million, 5 million, 2 million, 100,000, 50,000, 10,000, 20,000, 100,000, 50,000. Could you all use this amount of money? Say yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, I look forward to my name being on that list one day.
This is not only for programs, they have a funding source for preachers, not just for preachers, but for training ministers. If you have a minister training academy at your church, the Lilly Foundation will pay for the books, the time, the space, the food for you to train ministers. If you want to do a youth camp, if you want to do a youth camp, you might not have the funds to do it the way you want to, but what if you write the vision exactly how you want it to be done? If you could take them to the YMCA camp and you're just going to use the YMCA facilities and you're going to pay for the dormitories and you'll pay your own staff and pay the food and pay the stuff. If you have the money, Lilly Foundation can be a source for you for that.
Okay.
Or what if the Vacation Bible School was more than just a Vacation Bible School? What if you had the money to pay staff and training and supplies and equipment? All right. So we're Lord, I'm at 12:29. I said I'd be done by 12:30. So I'll take just a couple more questions. Lilly Foundation is there. When you get our grant packages, you might want to include Lilly Foundation as one of the grants that we write. Or if you just wanted to purchase one of our bots or one of our agents, they can scroll Lilly Foundation all day, all night, all year, and apply for the stuff that's available to you.
Hey,
And that's a good match.
Coach, can you touch on the pastor's salary that you talked about a while back? You just sparked the thought how grants can pay for pastor salaries, their housing, and their living as well, if you have time.
Yeah. This be the last question. So there are multiple ways for a pastor's salary to be covered. What I mentioned today was a grant from the Lilly Foundation that gave a pastor a sabbatical. I don't know if it's 1 year, 2 years off, but they have paid his salary, his health care package, and everything. So he's getting fully taken care of by a grant, while the grant is also paying somebody to stand in for him.
Well, no, I'm referring to a while back you touched on.
Oh, another class.
Yes, sir.
All right. So this is another way for a pastor's salary to be covered. If that pastor is pastoring the church, that pastor might be leading the outreach programs. So he's not only the pastor of the church, he's the executive director of the nonprofit. And because of that, he can get a salary that's paid for by the grants. And so a portion of each grant goes to his salary.
Yes, sir.
If there's a benefits package, the grants can go to pay part of the benefits package. If you have 10 grants, and each of those grants is contributing $10,000, then now that pastor to his package has received a total of $100,000. This is why you don't only want to apply for one grant. You want to apply for as many as possible.
Yes,
And that's
sir.
really why I created the software, and then the software turned into the bots, and the bots turned into the agents, because now we have agents that can search all day and all night. Like, you don't even have to go online and find this. The agents will go find it for you. And then Tori, the writer, connects with the agent in order to write it for you. So now all you have to do is manage the relationships.
Yes, sir. You mentioned about paying for the mortgage and cars before too?
Yes. Now, if make sure that you keep everything in line. It is possible, but it must be done the right way.
Yes, sir.
A grant will not pay your home mortgage. It's not going to do that. But if you have a dedicated office space and that office takes up 1/3 of your house, let's say you turned your basement into your office for the nonprofit, then the grant is going to pay rent for that. And that rent can go to cover part of your mortgage.
Yes, sir.
If there was a time, I have a few houses and I moved out of one of my houses to move into the other house. And I rented my house to a nonprofit, and that nonprofit paid the mortgage for my house with their grant. Now, they was my tenant, but they paid for it with a grant, whether it's yours or somebody else's.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
So this is there, and these are just strategies. And if you're in the community, and if you're in the Q&A sessions on Tuesday, you'll be able to come and say, "Hey, I saw this grant. What can I get it to do?" Matter of fact, last week, a lady, she got a $10,000 grant, And she came to class and said, what can I do with this? And so I told her how she could stretch the 10,000, how she could use some of it for this, some of it for that, and what it could be used for. Also, you're able to ask, what should you go after? How should you structure your thing? What should your budget be for the year so that you know right now what grants you're going after? And if you have this fundraising plan along with the grants calendar, you can start today and look at your whole funding strategy for the year and decide these are the 12 or 24 grants we're going to apply for the year. We're going to package our stuff right now. And if you use the agent, you can tell the agent, this is what I want you to do. And the agent will get on it. As a matter of fact, the agent can probably get it all done in a day.
So the Grant Suite V2 agents, all of those agents are the ones that you're referring to, correct?
Grant Suite does not do this 24/7. Grant Suite will do it when you ask it to. With Grant Suite, you'll tell it to write a grant and it'll write it for you. The agent, you don't have to tell it. It'll do it all day and all night, 24/7.
Can you put the link in for the agent as well?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Now the agent, that I did a price increase yesterday, because I posted it and some people started and they didn't follow through. But then the agent also doing a spectacular job. So I'm raising the introductory price. Intro price is over. So if you wanted it, then go ahead and get it today and we'll schedule your onboarding so we can talk specifically about your program and what your plan is for the year, how the agent can do it. But you'll need to complete that payment today.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. What other question do y'all have? I know I've gone over, but it's only a few of you here. I'm glad to help. All right, y'all. Well, thank y'all again for hanging out with me. I hope that this has been helpful. Has this been helpful to your churches or ministries at all?
Yes, it has. It has.
Okay.
It
All right.
has. Good
And
tip.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
you
Thanks so much, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. If you have any more questions, we'll be doing this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Next week, we're going to talk about youth programs. So if your church has a youth program, you be there and let's structure your youth program. And what I did for youth programs, I created a worksheet so that by the end of the week, you'll kind of have it written out on paper. I think that'll help people know exactly what to do. So from one day to
Okay.
the next, you can take action. Okay.
Okay. I do have one question.
Yeah.
Have a moment. Our church is starting a Christian college where, you know, people get degrees. And so when you mentioned about the Lilly Foundation,
Mhm.
the Christian college does not have a separate 501c3 because it's coming up under the church. Do you recommend that we do a separate 501c3 for the college, different from the church? Because we'll be able to get associates, bachelor, different degrees. But I just want to see what are your thoughts on that?
I I think, and this is my personal opinion. I think when it comes to degree granting organizations, they need to be their own 501c3 because there are some grants set aside specifically for schools.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
And if you're just doing education inside of another 501c3, you might not qualify for something that another entity is doing. That's the same thing.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. And it's also good. This is not tax advice. It's also good for tax purposes, deductions, etc. You can go over that with your your tax professional.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All righty.
Hey, Coach, real quick, can you touch on how to go about getting grants to cover church mortgages and rents and deeds and things of that nature?
Grants will not cover I shouldn't say not. It's rare, very rare, that a grant will cover the mortgage or a deed or a roof of a church. They're not going to do that. However, if you structure your auxiliaries, according to this book, if you structure your auxiliaries as missions, then you can get your roof replaced, not because they're replacing the roof of the church, they're replacing the roof of the youth program.
Yes, sir. What about not grants, but getting funds and money for church? You
What you
had
mean?
you touched on a while ago in regards to some different strategies to get income for churches.
Hmm. There are lots of ways that churches can get income. Matter of fact, I just saw a church create a hotline for teens. Um, they create a hotline. It's a virtual line, and it's free to teens, but they get sponsorships to cover the cost of it. And then those sponsorships have no limit. They can just go up, up, up. Even the sponsorships for the activities that we put here, the sponsorship is not only to cover the cost of the thing, the sponsorship is to cover the cost of everything you need to do that year, including salaries, including property.
Wow.
And I think what you're going to need is the ongoing mentorship and coaching, maybe from one week to the next, where we can look at the things that you want to do or the church wants to do, and how can we maximize grants and funding strategies to do it. We can do that
Absolutely.
from one week to the next.
Absolutely. That was I thought we was going to do yesterday, but we can reschedule for that.
Oh, yesterday was the bundle, and I got sick, so please forgive me. Uh,
No.
but yesterday we have a 3 grant bundle that we had created, and we were going to go over it. It's $1,500. You can get it if you'd like, but we were going to explain to everybody how it works. It's really simple. You pay the link, you fill out the questionnaire, and then we talk about how what it is that you want, how we can coordinate these 3 grants for you, like what's the best use. Lilly Foundation might be one of them, you know.
Yes,
uh,
sir.
that's 3 grants for 1,500.
Yes, sir. All right. Thanks again, Coach.
Uh-huh. All right. So yeah, so I hope that you all are getting the idea that your church is more than what you think it is. It is not just a worship center, it's also a community center. And the things that you're doing for people, they are fundable, they are grantable if you were just able to repackage it, reframe it, and rename it. All right, y'all.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, y'all have a good day. Reach out if you need me. And y'all spread the word. Let folks know we're on live. They don't have to come into the Zoom if they don't want to ask questions, but they can definitely connect with us live and see and learn. It's public, it's free, and it's good. All right. Okay, doke. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye bye.
Bye.